Hawks win! Hawks win 5-4 in overtime over the Washington Capitals. Yes, your Chicago Blackhawks squeaked out a victory over the Washington Capitals. And, well, the Hawks had a slow, hard-fought game in tonight's action. The first period was frankly one of the worst periods of play by the Chicago Blackhawks under the Derek King era. The team just looked rough. They couldn't get anything going. But it came into the second and third period where the Hawks started to find their skating legs. Tonight, the Hawks come in and barely beat the Washington Capitals. I'm saying barely due to the fact Washington, frankly, outplayed the Hawks. Yeah, it was the Capitals nearly had 50 shots on net in tonight's action. So let's first start out with the topic that Marc-Andre Fleury in tonight's game. He comes in getting his 500th first win of his career, yes. But at the beginning of the game, he had his 500th win of his career celebrated by the Chicago Blackhawks. Dad. And it was a good ceremony by the Hawks for Flower to have, and the Hawks had their victory. Hey, Hawthorne. Hey, Elias. I believe I'm pronouncing your name right. It's been a long day. But yeah, it was a good ceremony by Flower for his 500th win. And then he gets his 500th first win by facing a lot of shots tonight. The Capitals were peppering shots like it was nothing. This game, frankly, the Hawks should not have won, but they did. They got the victory, beating Washington, which is great to see. So, let's look at the stats of the game, shall we? 46 shots on net for the Washington Capitals to the Hawks having 28. Right there, there's an issue. 46 shots on net for one team in one game that, yes, went to overtime, but the Capitals could not get that fifth goal for the win. Yeah, 46 shots is embarrassing, but Flower played strong tonight. You can't blame any of the 4 goals against on him on Flower tonight. He was outstanding in net. The Hawks has had a rough defensive game today. Face-off percentage. This was a key for the Chicago Blackhawks. It was 37% to the Hawks, 63% at the dot. That's impressive right there. The Hawks this year has not been the greatest at the face-off percentage. I know the Capitals have been horrendous, but they got back their best center in Nicholas Backstrom today for their lineup. But still, 63% is impressive for your Chicago Blackhawks. Oh, I understand. So let's look at shots per period. 13-6 in the first period for the Washington Capitals, 19-12 in favor for the Capitals in the second period, 13-8 in favor for the Capitals in the third overtime, 1-2 in favor for your Chicago Blackhawks. This was a game. The Hawks, yeah, they probably should have lost this game in regulation. They should not have been in this game at all. The Capitals outplayed them. They outskated them, moved the puck. But the Hawks found a momentum swing in the second period. First period, it was frankly all Capitals moving the puck well, getting their opportunities off. Flower had to stand strong for the Hawks to stay in this game, and he did. Didn't allow a goal in the first period. No goals for either side in the first period. We go to the second period, and that's where the goal scoring just come flying out. The Capitals get an early power play in the second period, and at 2 At 3:36 in the second period, Alex Ovechkin with his 21st of the season, and he was just wide open on the power play, and he gets the Capitals a 1-0 lead. That was assisted by Oshie and Backstrom. Capitals up 1-0 early in the second period. That was a rough PK by the Hawks. They allowed Ovechkin a wide open opportunity, and Ovechkin scored. Yeah, that second period's insane, and we're getting to it. Then the Hawks get momentum. They find momentum, get a couple penalties called against the Capitals. Hawks on the power play. A 5-on-3 power play with 17 seconds remaining, and at 10 seconds remaining on that 5-on-3 at 13:35 in the second period. Scored by number 12, Alex DeBrincat. His first of the night, 15th of the season. Assisted by number 88, Patrick Kane. Kaner's 700th career assist on that goal to DeBrincat. And it was also assisted by Dominic Kubalik. This goal started off a flurry of goals for your Chicago Blackhawks because 18 seconds later at 14-13 on the same power play with the man advantage, Philip Kurashev squeaks one past Samsonov to get his first of the season, assisted by number 77, Kirby Dach, and number 82, Caleb Jones. Caleb's first point on the night and first as a Chicago Blackhawk. That's 2-1 Hawks, 18 seconds apart. And the goal scoring is not done yet because 34 seconds after the Alex DeBrincat goal, scored by number 58, Mackenzie Entwistle, his third of the season, assisted by number 38, Brandon the Bagel Hagel, and number 19, Jonathan Toews, to give the Hawks a 3-1 lead, 34 seconds apart for each goal. Hawks get three goals in 34 seconds in the second period. Right there, that's impressive to say. 3 goals in 34 seconds for your Chicago Blackhawks, and they have the lead. And that's great to see. The Hawks now have a lead, but at 19:18 in the second period, after the Capitals had a power play, they were still in the offensive zone, moving the puck well. Sprong scores his fourth of the season, assisted by Eller, to make it a 3-2 game, and the Hawks go into this third period with a goal lead, and it was great to see, but the Hawks gave up a late one in the second period. Right in that second period, it was insane. As I'm reading the chat beside, we'll get into the chat after I'm done with the review, guys. So we go to the third period. Hawks up 3-2, and the Capitals get on the board to tie it up at 11:57 in the third period. Lars Eller makes it his fifth of the season to make it a 3-3 game in the third period. This was assisted by Oshie and Sherry to make it 3-3 at 11:57 in regulation time. That's a rough goal to give up, but the Hawks get a power play shortly after this. And at 15 minutes in the third period, scored by number 12 on the power play, Alex DeBrincat, his second of the night, 16th of the season, assisted by number 38, Brandon Hagel, and number 17, Dylan Strome, to give the Hawks their lead right back at a 4-3 lead. And the Hawks now are on the power play, getting a goal by the Cat for his second of the night. And this is the team high in power play goals this season. 3 power play goals tonight. That's impressive to see. But the Hawks get caught sitting back. And with 3 seconds remaining in regulation time, Connor Sheary of the Capitals tie it up for his 6th of the season, assisted by Ovechkin and Carlson to make it a 4-4 game. This goal was reviewed to check if Oshie was offside. He was onside, and the Hawks have to have an overtime. And the Capitals controlled a little bit in the overtime, but we go to overtime, and this happened. Kirby Dach goes up the ice with Caleb Jones on the other side. At 1:21 in the overtime, Dach shoots it on net. It goes in off a rebound for Caleb Jones's first of the season. First as a Chicago Blackhawk for the GWGNOT. This was assisted by Doc and Kane in overtime for a 5-4 victory over the Washington Capitals. That was a great way to win it, and the Hawks win it in overtime. Granted, it would have been nicer to see a regulation win, but they get the victory in itself. They got outplayed, but they came out and battled hard, and they won this game, which was great to see, and the Hawks get the victory. So that was a great game for the Hawks tonight. They were outplayed, but they played well enough to get the victory. So let's get into the chat, shall we? Again, I am doing live streams for those who are watching this stream after it went live. So I'm going to now start reading some chat. So, 3 goals in 34 seconds, which was insane. 46 shots is embarrassing to see. Yeah. The second period was honestly probably the best period out of a play for the Chicago Blackhawks tonight. I would agree, kind of there on their call. Joel says Steph's been playing well. I get it. His contract's not the greatest for the future, but still, he's been playing well enough to deserve his contract. Officiating tonight, yes, we should talk about that. Tonight, the officiating was pretty bad. And, well, it was not the greatest officiated game in a while. Taze clearly got ticked off with the refs. Fans were getting ticked off with the ref. The players for each team were getting ticked off with the refs. Tonight, the officiating was pretty bad. Hat pick or dang it for the Hawks or Caps? It's a hat pick for the Hawks. Dang it for the Caps because they had 46 shots on net and couldn't win. No Hawthorne. Yeah, Hawthorne. Steph almost had a goal. I thought you meant he had a goal. No. But, yeah, he almost had a goal. I'm excited for January 8th because Fleury makes his return to Vegas, and I'm hoping the Chicago goes with Fleury. More than likely, Flower will be in net that game, which hopefully we see it because that's an important game for Fleury. Yeah, that DeHaan penalty should not have been a penalty. That was terrible. That was a blatant. That right there was where it showed how bad the officiating was. That was a bad penalty by the refs calling it. I have to admit that. Usually I don't like faulting refs, but yeah, tonight it was a rough game by the refs. Okay, Jack. Good you got power back. You saw the tying goal then. Yeah, the Hawks play-by-play guys were not happy with the officiating. Kobe Cohen and I can't remember the new other guy's name who was doing the play-by-play. Was not a fan of the new guys, to be quite honest. So this game, yeah, the Hawks should not have won it, but we got the victory. So if you're watching this stream after it went live, make sure to leave a comment down below. And if you're watching it now, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I will really appreciate it. So here we go. Thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, Hawks win! Hawks win! And let's go Hawks!